Hello, my name is Kevin Fernandez, and today I will be talking to you guys about the contemporary social issue of homelessness. I will share with you general information about the social issue, the people who are affected, and why it affects our economy. I will also give you my opinion on why the social issue exists and what can be done to prevent this social issue from recurring in the future. In the United States, there are over 500,000 people experiencing homelessness. To be homeless means to live without a stable, safe, and adequate housing. Most of these people live in temporary shelters, transitional housing, or sleep in places not meant for habitation like abandoned buildings. Homelessness is a complex social problem with a variety of underlying economic and social factors such as poverty, lack of affordable housing, uncertain physical and mental health, addictions, and community and family breakdown. These factors contribute to the duration, frequency, and type of homelessness. To be fully homeless is to live without a shelter. However, many experience partial homelessness that can include uncertain, temporary, or substandard shelter. Homelessness is difficult to define, thus the government struggle with uncertainty when creating and implementing policies they hope will effectively manage or eradicate this problem. While anyone can be a victim of homelessness, most of the people who are experiencing homelessness are single adults, and out of these single adults, men are the majority of the individuals experiencing homelessness. They are 70%, followed by women 29%, and the final 1% are transgenders and non-binary individuals. Homelessness is not only a social issue, but an economic issue as well. People who are homeless are high consumers of public resources and generate expenses rather than income for the community. Based on a study conducted a few years ago, it can cost our community as much as $23,000 for one person to be chronically homeless for 1 year, with the expenses of things like shelters, jail time, and emergency room visits. Homelessness hasn't always existed in the United States. In the late 1970s and early 80s, our landscape began to change and homelessness emerged. The emergence of homelessness began with people with mental illnesses. The Mental Health Act, a piece of federal legislation, moved to institutionalize mental health care. People who lived and received care in institutions were moved out and promised mental health care from local centers that would never develop. Without the same level of support they received in these institutions where they lived, people began to destabilize and weren't able to maintain their housing. More attempts to solve this issue were made, like the housing readiness model, but nothing has been successful at completely eliminating this problem. And the goal of housing readiness model was to provide shelter and to the homeless while they work to overcome addiction, stabilize their mental health, and obtain income. Once they had achieved those things, they would be ready to move on with their housing and move on with their lives. A younger generation can help resolve homelessness. They can do this by stopping the creation of shelters that just give homeless people a place to live, but to create shelter-like facilities to help them get out of their situation. These new facilities will have people who are trained in specific issues that most homeless people suffer from, like diseases, poverty, and addiction. A plan that I believe could help stop homeless consists of creating an organization with professionals that focus on finding out the root of the homeless people issues. Depending on the situation that has caused the homeless person to become homeless, different plans by those professionals can be offered to the homeless individuals in order to fix the root of the problem. Each issue will have a specific plan. For example, if a homeless man is an addict, a plan for him would be to be sent to rehab and step-by-step recover their lives. That is everything for me, and I'm available after class if you have any questions.